Cebu, a province in the central Visayas region of the Philippines, consists of a main island and 167 surrounding islands full of amazing natural scenes. Inland Cebu consists of beautiful waterfalls, lush green forests, and a long list of adventures for those who are brave and curious enough to seek them out. Along the coast of Cebu are incredible coral reefs filled with breathtaking marine biodiversity. In this video, I'll walk you through the most memorable and must-see adventures Cebu has to offer, all of which you can see in just a few days. Moalboal is a quiet beach town on the southwest side of the main Cebu island. It is around 3 hours drive from Cebu City, and there are a few main draws that keep visitors flocking to this coastal town. The most popular attraction is the Sardine Run, which is a natural phenomenon that occurs year-round in Cebu, where millions or even billions of sardines swim in the shallow waters just off the shore to feed on plankton. They swim together to protect themselves from larger prey. Since they are so close to shore and in shallow water, this experience can be enjoyed by simply snorkeling as well as scuba diving to get a better vantage point. Both options are memorable, and it's up to you to choose which is best. The number one recommendation I would have is to get to the shore as early as possible after sunrise. I was one of the first people to go out for the day, and it was literally just me and my guide in the water, which made the experience so much better. The later you wait, the more tourists will be in the water, and you'll have to share the experience with them, which is not all bad, but I myself preferred to have the least amount of people in the water as possible. As soon as you dip your head in the water, you can immediately see the swarm of sardines all around you, and then you can begin to enjoy. The guides in Moalboal will offer to rent a GoPro or other underwater camera device and take photos or videos for you. I had my own equipment, but still decided to rent the GoPro from my guide, which was a great decision. She took amazing videos and photos and knew the best angles and spots to film. If you're lucky enough, you won't just see sardines, but you'll also run into one of the other popular residents in the waters of Moalboal, sea turtles. I was lucky to have a green sea turtle wake up for the day and leisurely swim past me to get some air. It seemed unbothered by the people nearby, and its beautiful markings were vibrantly visible in the crystal clear water. In addition to the turtles and sardines, there are lots of other fish and colorful corals to explore. Just be on the watch for jellyfish. After my early morning session, it was time for breakfast, and I stopped at one of the most popular spots in Moalboal, called Shaka, for a smoothie bowl and a coffee before moving onward to the next adventure. Kawasan Falls is located just 30 minutes south of Moalboal by car, and visitors to Cebu typically do both together. You can visit the falls separately, or you can start with Canyoneering, which is a super popular and fun attraction in Cebu that takes you on a 3 to 4 hour tour through a natural playground full of cliff jumps, water slides, and underwater caves. The Canyoneering journey ends at the impressive 3-tiered Kawasan Falls. I arrived at the Badian Canyoneering entrance where I met my guide, got fitted for my equipment, and then we embarked on a 20-minute crowded motorbike through the mountains to the starting point of the Canyoneering track. Here I went through a quick safety briefing before starting the journey. I could choose between starting the journey on foot or starting with a zip line for an extra cost. Since it was probably the only time I'll ever do this, I opted for the zip line, and it was awesome.
Okay.
Once we ended the zip line, we started our canyoneering course, which consists of swimming, sliding, and jumping off natural ledges above the river and its unique shade of Gatorade blue. There were 3 main jumps that gradually got higher as the course went on. The first jump was about 5 meters or so, the second around 7, and after swimming through some underwater caverns, I arrived at the final jump, which is around 10 meters into the water.
In 3, 2, 1, jump!
There are a few stopping points throughout the course where you can buy water or some food. I decided to bypass these and continue onward. The course is pretty slippery, so it's important to be careful and tactical as you move across the wet rocks. But ultimately, the end of the journey yields the best reward, the beautiful base of Kawasan Falls. Here you can relax, swim, and catch your breath from the strenuous canyoneering course. And I took some time here to get some aerial shots with the drone and relax a bit before heading back home. On the way back home, I had to stop at the most popular fast food place in the Philippines, Jollibee. I bought some well-deserved dinner for my driver and myself, including a Chicken Joy bucket and a Jolly Spaghetti, which is your standard spaghetti but with a sweet-tasting red sauce. Jollibee meals are also served with rice, packed in these cute little squares. If you're visiting the Philippines, you have to try Jollibee at least once. On the southern tip of Cebu sits the coastal town of Oslob, known for arguably the most popular attraction in Cebu, swimming with the majestic whale sharks, which are the largest species of any fish in the ocean. I must admit I was a bit apprehensive to go swim with these giants, as there is some controversy around the feeding of the sharks, which is outside of the norm for these naturally migratory creatures. The whale shark tourism in Oslob is also a huge source of income for many of the locals, so it really is a complicated topic. Nonetheless, I felt like I had to go see these gigantic fish up close. I woke up around 3 a.m. to start the 3-hour drive to Oslob from Cebu City. I was staying in the city for a wedding, otherwise I would have stayed closer to Oslob and the other attractions, which I would absolutely recommend if you're visiting Cebu specifically for these adventures. I arrive into Oslob just after sunrise and meet my guide for the whale shark experience, and here they give me details and options for the tour. You can either snorkel with the whale sharks, which involves taking a wooden boat out to the area where the sharks are swimming. For this option, there is waiting time for an available boat, and then also waiting time once you get out in the water, which can be up to several hours in total during peak times. The alternative to this is diving with the whale sharks, which involves no waiting time, but of course costs more than the snorkeling option. I didn't have much experience diving, but chose to go for that option, and I wasn't disappointed. I did a quick crash course with my diving guide, and we swam our way out beyond the reef. The first glimpse of these gentle giants gliding above you is breathtaking and really something I've never experienced before in all my travels. It took me a few minutes to really settle in and relax, but once I did, it was truly amazing. Diving beneath these sharks was incredible, and in my opinion, better than being on the surface with hundreds of other tourists. But either way, it's worth it to see these sharks, and I'm super grateful I was able to spend time with them. A short boat ride from the shores of Oslob is the pristine Sumilon Island, known for its picturesque blue waters and white sandbar jetting out into the sea. The island is run by a resort, but you don't need to be a guest of the resort to visit. You can purchase a day pass and then hop on a banca boat over to the island. Once on the island, you can do an island trek, enjoy snorkeling, kayaking, or just relaxing in the water. The water is such a beautiful crystal clear blue, even the videos don't do it justice. You need to see for yourself. I took some time here to explore the island and made a few friends while I was there. This is a must visit if you're going to Oslob. After you finish your whale shark experience, take an hour or two to check out Sumilon. Since it was my last free day to explore Cebu, I asked my driver if there was any other place we could stop on our way back to the city, and he mentioned Mantayupan Falls, which is the highest waterfall in Cebu and located in the town of Barili. It's very easy to access as you can park relatively close to the waterfall. Once you pay the entrance fee, you then walk over a narrow hanging bridge that looks over a beautiful cascading pool of turquoise-colored water. After crossing the bridge, you arrive at the main attraction, the nearly 100-meter waterfall sitting perfectly within the jungle. It's an absolutely gorgeous scene and a wonderful ending point to a tiring but fruitful day. Before getting some much-needed rest, I did need to have some dinner, and I couldn't leave Cebu without having lechon. which is a dish of suckling pig that is traditionally cooked whole and roasted. I stopped at Rico's Lechon near Mactan and ate enough for 3 people. So this brings me to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and got some benefit from it. Cebu is so incredibly beautiful, and there is a lot more to visit and experience than what I've shown here. These were just a few of the most popular things to do and see. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments. Thanks so much again, and thanks to all the wonderful people I met in Cebu that made my trip such a memorable one, and I wish you the best, wherever you are in the world, and happy travels. Peace.